Hey everyone, welcome to another video here from the windowcleaningstore.com. Today's video, a guide to window cleaning glass scrapers and replacement blades. So we're going to start off by looking at some of the smaller size scrapers you'll see out there on the market, and then we'll work our way up to bigger sizes. So the smallest type of scrapers that you'll see are what are known as pocket scrapers. So here's like a mini scraper, plastic pocket scraper, metal handle pocket scraper. The reason why they call them pocket scrapers, of course, is they are small enough they could just slip into your front pocket or a side pocket if you're wearing cargo pants or that kind of thing. Also fits very easily into a tool belt. Now, one of the benefits of having a plastic handle over a metal handle pocket scraper is that the plastic handles, they don't rust, right? Obviously, if you leave the blade in there for a long time and it's wet, the blade itself can rust. Whereas the metal variety of pocket scrapers, they have a tendency to rust a lot faster because even though you try to wipe the blade after you're done with it, water gets inside here. Eventually, these will rust. They'll jam up because they're, a retractable blade, though they won't work quite as well. So if you're buying one of these, just be prepared. You may have to replace it a little bit sooner than if you buy plastic variety. There's also like very mini, like small mini versions of these things. This one here has a plastic blade in there. And there's even this one here. I don't carry this one, but a company sent me a few samples. I don't know, I might carry this. I mean, it's kind of neat. It looks like the shape of a beard razor, but I don't know. You tell me in the comments, is this something that you think you would buy if it was, I don't know, like somewhere between $2 and $3? You tell me. I might bring it in. As far as replacement blades, so it's pretty much a standard size blade. It's 1.5 inch wide, and you can get them in different thicknesses. I think considering that, for our work that we're going to go through these a lot, if we are using them, I don't think it really makes a whole big deal what thickness of blades that you use, because you're going to change them quite often anyway. But you can also get plastic blades, and so this is the metal version, and this is the plastic. These plastic blades are double-sided. You might see some other orange plastic blades. Those are a softer kind of plastic. These are harder, so they will last longer. And the reason why you might use a plastic blade over a metal blade is sometimes you might be scraping some surfaces that are a little bit more sensitive, including metal frames or any kind of smooth surface, but maybe has a softer texture than glass, and you might be concerned about gouging that surface. That's where you might want to use plastic scrapers. And some customers too might actually tell you, as a contractor, they'd prefer you to use plastic blade and whatever. So these are available. Very good. So we'll start by looking at this one here. This is a very popular one from Ettore. This is called the Scrape Master. It's 4-inch. Got a cover on there. It's got this little insert, two-sided insert, which holds the blade. In actual fact, you could take this insert out and change it to have it more of an angle that way. The way it comes installed is more of a, this kind of thing going on, which is actually, I find that works quite well for especially when you're using this with a pole, to not only just scrape the surface, but just kind of get underneath and doing this kind of thing, as opposed to, if that makes any sense. But anyway, the blades that are available for this come in a little pack like that. You see a 10-pack of stainless steel blades. They are double-sided, and you'll notice that when you're handling the blades, they do have a coating on them. That helps keep these and make them more rust-resistant. The only thing I don't like about this scraper, it's not a huge deal, but the cover is a little bit soft. Like it's very thin plastic. But you can get replacements easily enough. We carry them here. Other than that, it's nice and lightweight, feels great in the hand, works great on a pole. Next up, we have the Unger Ergotech. The regular Ergotech is a green and black handle, and we also have the Ergotech Ninja, and that's with the black and gray handle. The main difference between the two is that, okay, first of all, this one is a straight scraper. It's not angled at all, and it comes preloaded with a carbon blade in there, a double-sided carbon blade, whereas the Ninja has a little button on the side which you can press and it goes into an angle. So if you need an angle, especially when you're using with this on a pole. You've got the angle there. If you prefer to have it straight when you're using it by hand, you can have it in the straight position. Okay, I just want to show you both of these, and it's going to be like this in the 6-inch as well. Both of these, the way the blades are held in place, it's got a little plastic insert here, which I call the blade holder. There's a little tab at the end. So you push that tab up, and when you do that, the whole thing slides out. It is a double-sided blade, so when the one side gets dulled or chipped or whatever, you take the blade and you can flip it around. Now when you're putting it back, there's a special way to put it back, because you'll notice, you take a look inside the slot there, that's kind of like a backward L. There's a slot here and then a little bit tick there, whereas opposed to this side, which is just straight only, it has to go into this side that has like that backward L shape, because little ridges along here have to ride across that little notch. So we'll just feed that through. And then this little tab there will sit down in place, stop it from sliding forward. Both this version as well as the Ninja version works the same way, but the Ninja comes with a stainless steel double-sided blade. It's a rust-resistant blade. I wouldn't call it rust-proof. Definitely is a rust-resistant blade. And the other difference too is that the blade holder is thicker. So stronger, of course, with all the different options and features to this. This is a few dollars more than the standard Ergotech version of it. And those blades come, you can get them in stainless steel premium blades, or the green pack of the carbon steel. I don't have an actual 4-inch pack. I actually just ran out today. But anyway, it comes, if you have the black pack, it's stainless steel. If you have the green pack, it's carbon steel. Now, a lot of people ask me what's the main difference between the two of them. So I'm going to say this about the 4-inch and the 6-inch. We're going to talk about the 6-inch in a bit. When it comes to blades, I'd say if you're somebody who doesn't use your scraper, on every job, on every window, you just pull it out maybe once or twice a week, I would definitely go for the rust-resistant blades, because you can have them in your scraper for a long time. Like, let's say you need to use it on 2 or 3 windows that day, and then you just wipe it off, wipe it on your towel or whatever, put it away. You probably come back to it a few days later when you need it again. The blade will still be in great shape. Whereas with the carbon blades, definitely, after a few days after using a blade, sometimes even sooner, if you haven't thoroughly wiped the blade off, you can definitely come back and see rust on the blade. And you don't want to be using a rusty blade on the window. As far as strength goes, I've heard a lot of people say that they prefer the carbon steel for the strength. I think, it all depends on how you use it. Some people are pretty rough with their tools. I never really found too much of a difference between the two. I did prefer the stainless steel, like I said, for staying pretty much rust-free, for the most part. One last point I want to make about making a choice between stainless steel and carbon is, if you're someone who's doing a lot of construction cleanup, you're going to be going through blades quite frequently. And because of that, changing out the blades, it doesn't matter if you have blades that rust fast or not, because you're using them up. They're getting dull and chipped and whatever long before they're going to rust. And I'd definitely say, if you want to save some money, go for the carbon blades. You'll save yourself a few dollars per pack, and because you're changing them out anyway very, very quickly. And it's smart money, right? Okay, now getting on with the 6-inch scrapers. I'm going to start off by showing you what I call the Cadillac of scrapers. These are made by Triumph. It's the MK3 scraper. There's a straight version, and there's an angled version. I mentioned before that using an angled scraper is good for when you're using it on a pole. The reason why is that it's helping you already get that angle to get up and underneath the debris. It's setting that angle for you, as opposed to you holding a straight scraper on a pole and trying to guess that angle as you're holding it, especially if you're going pretty high up. And like I said, the Cadillac of scrapers, because of the strength, they do cost a lot more than the Unger variety, but they're certainly worth it. very rarely had any kind of breakage. And again, these come with stainless steel blades, a little bit thicker than the Unger ones, so a higher quality blade on that as well. And then of course we have the Unger 6-inch scrapers. Just like the 4-inch, you've got the standard Ergotech, and then you have the Ninja version. And the Ninja version has that button on there to set it at an angle as well. Now, one other thing, because like we talked about with the pocket scrapers, that you can get plastic blades. You can also get plastic blades for 6-inch scrapers, and they look like this here. Okay, and these are pretty thick. There's one thing to note about this, is that they do not fit the standard Ergotech version of Unger scrapers, but they do work perfectly fine with the Unger Ninja. And when you're putting this blade in, you have to take the metal blade out of your Unger scraper, but you also have to take out the blade holder, because the thickness of these plastic blades are as thick as the blade holder and the metal blade that's in here now. So you just have to put it safely aside, insert this here. Now, one thing you will notice, I don't know if you can see it here, is that there is one slight angle on the one side, whereas the other side it's flat. That's important to note, because using it on a straight Triumph, it's no problem. You put it in, you hold it so that you have the slanted side would be facing up. So when, as you're going in, you're scooping underneath the debris to take it off. Great for the straight version. With the Triumph, not so much. I'm thinking that the people who made these blades, or came out with these blades, even though they were big fans of Triumph, they never thought about the angled version of this. Because when you insert this into an angled Triumph, this little slant on here is actually backwards, like this. So what happens is, you actually have to hold the scraper upside down to use it properly. So please keep that in mind. These are great blades. I sell them as a 6-pack. They're very good, very strong, last quite a while, but of course, they are not going to be in the right way on an angled Triumph. One other thing that I want to talk to you about is there's a variety of ways you can carry your scrapers. And I used to have a few more options. Some of the companies that I was selling some products for, those companies kind of fell by the wayside. But this is probably the most popular scraper holster that we have here. It has a little clip on here, and it actually pivots if you need it to. Clips on your belt, or clips on the side of your pants or whatever. And it will hold a variety of scrapers. Obviously, your 6-inch Triumph works great. The holster itself is from Unger, and it is called the Ninja, so naturally it's going to fit the Ninja scrapers. And what holds a lot will hold a little, so it holds the 6-inch and the 4-inch. It'll even hold the Ettore Scrape Master scraper. And another thing too is that if you're doing a lot of scraping, like I said before, like construction cleanup and that, and you're going to be using the scraper all day long, I know a lot of people get tired of taking off this cap and putting it back on over and over again. So what you can do is, because you're using the scraper holster, which is a nice stainless steel backing, you can actually put the scraper in there without the cap, because it's fully protected. So anytime you need it, you just pop it out, you use the scraper, pop it back in. Only at the end of the day will you take your cap and pop it in, like that there. So anyway, that's what we have as far as range of scrapers. I mean, there's obviously some other brands. Ettore has a 5-inch and a 6-inch scraper. There's retractable Triumph. I had some problems with the retractable Triumphs the last couple of years, so I kind of stopped carrying them. I found that retractable was kind of getting jammed up right from being brand new. So I wasn't a big fan of those. But anyway, like I said, we've got you covered here for the more popular scrapers, everything from pocket scrapers all the way up to full 6-inch. Check it out, thewindowcleaningstore.com. Bye for now. Hey everyone, I'd like you to meet Zoe. Zoe is our store mascot and sales closer. We both have a message for you today. Did you know that for the low cost of just one click of the subscribe button, you too can be kept in the loop of all the new and upcoming videos on our YouTube channel, everything window cleaning related? So check it out, click subscribe, you won't regret it. Bye for now.